to this brief introduction to the U visa for victims of crime. I'm Nicole Weber, an immigration attorney with Hurtubise Weber Law. We have offices in San Francisco and San Jose, California. I would first like to note that immigration law is very complex, and it is important to consult with an immigration attorney before taking any action on an application or petition. So what is the U visa? The U visa is a way for certain victims of crime to get permission to remain temporarily in the United States and to obtain work authorization here. It is also a path to a green card. Who is eligible to apply for the U visa? There are 4 primary requirements for eligibility. First, you must have been the victim of a crime that occurred in the United States. The crime must fall into a long list of categories, which does include domestic violence, sexual assault, felonious assault, kidnapping, blackmail, extortion, and perjury, among others. Second, you must have been helpful in the investigation or prosecution of the crime. Third, you must have suffered substantial physical or mental harm as a result of the crime. And finally, you must not be subject to any bar to admission, or if you are, you must be eligible to apply for a waiver of that bar. So what does it mean to be the victim of a crime? In the case of the U visa, being the victim means that the perpetrator of the crime took action against you. You do not need to show that the perpetrator was convicted or even prosecuted for the crime. However, in most cases, you will need to show that you did talk with the police after the crime occurred. What does it mean to have been helpful in the investigation or prosecution of the crime? In this case, it means that you must have cooperated with law enforcement or with the prosecutor on the case. If the case is still ongoing, you must show continued cooperation. To prove this requirement, you do need to obtain a certification from the police department or from the prosecutor on the case. How do you prove that you have suffered substantial physical or mental harm as the result of the crime? One way to prove physical harm is to submit documentation that you were treated for injuries. This may include photographs or letters or reports from medical personnel who treated you. If you suffered emotional or psychological harm, you can also submit a report from a counselor, psychologist, or psychiatrist who has treated you. If anyone witnessed the crime or your injuries, you can submit sworn statements from them describing what happened. What is the process for applying for the U visa? The U visa has a 4-step process. First, it is very important that you consult with an immigration lawyer to be sure that you actually are eligible for the visa. Second, if you are eligible, the attorney will request certification from the local law enforcement office or from the prosecutor on the case. Obtaining certification can take a long time, up to 6 months or more in some cases. If you get certification, the next step will be to file your complete U visa application with USCIS, the Immigration Department. After they receive your application, they will ask you to be fingerprinted so that they can run a background check. If approved, the U visa is valid for 4 years. You do have the option to apply for a green card after 3 years in U visa status. Please see our video on obtaining a green card through the U visa for more information on this step. Thank you for watching, and please remember to contact us if you have any questions about your specific situation.